お前はもう死んでいる。何？そうは匠できれぶ。
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to whatever this show is. We haven't really came up with the name of the show yet, but we're on a couch and we're talking sports and we're in our apartment. I'm sure many of you know my little co-host here for today. His name's Lucas. First time on camera since PHS broadcasting days, and you can't see JB right now because he's working the camera, but it's just like VHS broadcasting all over again, class of 2018. Miss Derby would be proud, but we're going to talk some Bears football here today. We had a big day on Sunday, but that's not what's in the news right now. As you know, Allen Robinson the other day went off deleting all of the Chicago Bears stuff on social media, took the Bears out of his bio, so he's obviously unhappy with not getting an extension from Chicago Bears. So Lucas, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, that win was nice. You don't play the man, you're not going to see many more games like that.
Exactly.
It's not possible without every guy, but Allen Robinson's not just any guy. You got to give that man his money.
Definitely.
Just that whole wide receiver is lobbying for him right now. The whole team is lobbying for him. Got to give him some money.
Yeah, and me and you were talking the other day about it actually. He's like the Khalil Mack of our offense. Like, no matter what happens with our quarterback situation going forward, he is a security blanket for who it is, whether the Mitch Trubisky project continues on in the future or we have a new quarterback next year. Like, if that's what the Bears are worried about, we're going to have a new quarterback, what's the point in paying our best wide receiver on the team right now? The point is because he's going to be a security blanket for no matter whether it's a rookie or a vet, they're going to love throwing the ball to Allen Robinson. So they need to pay the man. But, whatever, let's talk about the game on Sunday. Bears were down 17 points going into the fourth quarter, and Mitch Trubisky led them back. He went 20 for 36, 242 yards, and 3 touchdowns, all of which were in the fourth quarter. Anthony Miller had a big game, 4 receptions for 76 yards, and the game-winning touchdown. Allen Robinson, extend him. He went off for 5 receptions, 74 yards. Jimmy Graham and Javon Wims both snagged some touchdown passes. Montgomery, 64 yards on 13 carries, going for nearly 5 yards per carry. And defensively, Kyle Fuller had an interception and Akeem Hicks had a sack. Lucas, what were some of your big takeaways from Sunday's game?
Yeah, just another classic Chicago football game. You got some people you don't expect to make the plays. Jalen Johnson, huge deflection to lead to that interception at the end of the game. Love to seeing that from the rookies. You got your guys like Jimmy Graham. 2012, 2020, he's scoring. Making Mitch look good. That was a team effort, and we're playing the Lions.
Definitely, we're playing the Lions. It's hard to really get very amped up. I mean, we've seen this from Mitch against Detroit many times. But some of the big things I saw was, defensively, I thought Danny T looked very slow in coverage. He was getting burned. It didn't matter if it was a wide receiver, a tight end, or a running back. If it wasn't for DeAndre Swift dropping that ball, Danny T would probably have a much bigger name in the media right now because he was smoked by DeAndre Swift, which pretty much almost cost us the game. But another big takeaway I had was, Anthony Miller. That kid's a baller. I've been excited about him ever since we drafted him. And you see the potential in him now. He's finally coming out early. I know it took last year for Taylor Gabriel to get hurt for him to really start kicking in gear, but him and Allen Robinson both having big games. That's really what we've been waiting for out of our offense. And then another thing is, Khalil Mack, he's going to murder people when Robert Quinn is on the field. With Markevious Mingo, all the attention was on Khalil Mack, but once I think Robert Quinn gets in there, you've seen the pressures. He was tied for second on most QB pressures this week. So, I'm ready for Khalil Mack to get back to his final form. But, we're going to move on to New York this Sunday. The Chicago Bears play the New York Giants. So a few points I have going into next week's game. Defensively, I think we have to be better. Adrian Peterson lit up our team in the run game. Obviously, no Eddie Goldman and Robert Quinn hurts our run defense, but there's no excuse in giving up over 100 yards, nearly 100 yards to Adrian Peterson, who was, 35? It felt like it was 07 Vikings all over again. But, yeah, Saquon's going to torch us if we don't fill our gaps correctly. He's going to murder us. And then another thing I have to say is David Montgomery should be getting 20 carries a game at minimum, no questions asked. I mean, he almost averaged 5 yards per carry against the Lions, and you've seen that New York Monday night gave up 113 yards on 19 carries to Benny Snell Jr. And personally, I think we all know that David Montgomery's a better back, so you need to get in there. But Lucas, what are you looking forward to Sunday's game?
Yeah, definitely, can't be letting Adrian Peterson tear us up like we did. Saquon, just a completely different talent. He did it to us last year. Made us look like fools, to be honest.
Did it in 2018 too.
Yeah, it's just, we got to make sure that that's our point of attack and make sure that Saquon's not the one that hurts us. Young quarterback of Daniel Jones, we got some guys. Khalil Mack sandwich for my boy Nico. Hope to see a few orders this week.
Yeah, I definitely think. I remember last year Khalil Mack had a big game against New York. I'm not really worried about Daniel Jones. He looked strong in some points against that Pittsburgh defense, honestly, but at the same time he was struggling left and right. So, I mean, I'm not really overly worried about Danny Dimes, but definitely can't sleep on him. Who knows? I mean, it could be anybody's day. You never know.
They got some good playmakers.
Yeah, they do. With Darius Slayton, he's a quick dude. He had a lot of yards against that Pittsburgh secondary. And that's not easy to do against Pittsburgh defense anyway whatsoever. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on for against New York this Sunday. Lucas, give me your game picks for Sunday. Let me hear what you're saying. Bears, Giants, give me a score.
We got Bears. 27-bagger again. Giants 20.
27-20. I'm going 24. I'm stick with your 20. I'm going 24-20 Chicago Bears in Chicago. I think we roll with it. So yeah, we're pretty much only talking Bears this week, but I'm not going to go out there and give you guys 2 videos a week because work is picking up. It's getting a little tougher for me to put out 2 videos a week. So I'm just going to give you my regular NFL fantasy stardom and sit-ems at the end of every video from here on out. Stardom, I got Josh Allen versus Miami. He had a big game against the Jets. Obviously, Miami's defense got tougher this year with adding Byron Jones and a couple other playmakers, but I still think that Josh Allen can have a big game. And another one, Adam Thielen versus the Colts. Be on the lookout for Adam Thielen to go after Xavier Rhodes, his old teammate, and I think that Kirk Cousins and Adam Thielen are going to team up very well this week. My sit-ems this week, rocking Melvin Gordon versus Pittsburgh. You've seen that Saquon Barkley had 6 yards against Pittsburgh's defense last week. So I don't think Melvin Gordon's going to be able to do much against Hayward and that Steelers defense up front. And then Teddy B versus the Bucks. That Bucks secondary is pretty solid. Teddy B, he's in a new offense. I think that's just going to pretty much run through McCaffrey. So I'm going to go ahead and sit Teddy B as well. Then with my NFL pick locks, I'm going with the Bengals +6. Vikings +3, and 49ers to cover 7 or more points. And that's going to wrap it up this week. Lucas, you got anything to say before we go?
How about those Chicago Bears?
How about those Chicago Bears? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll get JB here on the show very, very soon. And I appreciate Lucas for coming out here with me today. Stay safe, 312.